All right, so I'm pretty much going to show you now on what needs to be done. So TEDx is pretty much a worldwide global thing where they talk, where people go on stage and do speeches. I don't want to go to other countries to do a talk. I just want to stay in the United States. So for all of our search criterias, right here, it's going to have the search criteria at the top, and we want to keep um, United States. So the thing is, this is going to fluctuate. So say, for example, okay, so there's one, three, four, five. There's four or five things that we need for these search tools. One is that it has to be United States. Two is that we want it in the year 2019. Three, we want it, we have to go by month, which kind of sucks. Actually, you may be able to just do year. So we're just going to try to do year. But for now, let's just say you have to go month by month. So if I look, and then the type we're going to want to do is we're looking for standard. That's going to be the first one we want to find, the standard. Because right here, at the types that I can speak at, there's like probably three in here. One of them is standard, one of them is business, and then I forgot the other one. I have to look at it and I'll put it in the notes for you. But for right now, we're going to use standard for an example. So I have standard of 2019, I have May. If I type in the United States, it's probably going to zoom out because that means there is none in May in the United States with that type. So as what it does is it zooms, it gives you like other options. See how standard disappeared? So it's like, well, you could do it in the United States in 2019 in May, but it won't be standard. And this is how I know that it's not standard. Is that when you click on it, it comes here and it says event type and it says youth. You want it to stay standard. So far there's only, it deleted all the standard ones and now it's just telling me all the different, it's telling me all of these. It's giving me university, it's giving me youth, and that's the youth one that you saw. It's giving me ED, it's giving me all this stuff, but I could only fit in about three of those. So if you type in United States and things clear out, just keep in mind it's going to clear out like standard. So in order to keep things still at standard, we're going to have to give somewhere. We're going to have to get rid of the month. Then you type in standard and see it says event types right here. You click standard. All right, so now see how it changes the filters up here. So then now we have standard, we have 2019. Now let's try United States and see what we get. So we have the United States, we have 2019, but we don't know if it's standard or not. See, now if you click on it, okay, so here's a standard one. So that's good. This is in September. So is what we're going to want to do. Let's just say we found a standard one, which we did. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to share this with you, and it's going to be called the TED Talk log. Okay, so TED Talk, TEDx, these two are my goals, what I have mapped out. TEDx, these are the TEDx. You're only going to focus on this right now. Number 9, column A to column H. So you're only going to focus on this area right here, TEDx. This TED Talk, this is something else. This TED Talk is the same exact, it's kind of like the same thing, but without wasting any time, they're two different things, but they're kind of the same thing. This is the best one, TED Talk, but this is harder to get in. So I have to have people nominate me to get into TED Talk. So that's a whole nother game plan. But for what I'm showing you right now, this game plan is we need to reach out to the host. All right. So let's say we found so we found one. We found a standard, and this is September 21st. So we're going to copy the link. Copy the link. You're going to go here underneath potential events. I'm going to create a new one, potential events. We're going to paste the link. Don't worry about the link coming over into column B because we're just going to type this and then we're going to go host number one. Sometimes there's more than one host, so right now I'm doing host number one, and then let's look for their name. So organizing team, these are the host, organizing team. So there's two of them. One is Amy, Christine, whatever. I'm gonna copy it. One thing you want to do is like paste it into a browser, because if you copy it over, it's gonna copy over like in bold. So you paste it there, host number one. So now I'm gonna show you what it looks like if you copy with Kim, whatever. So you copy, and then for host number two, if I paste her name, it's gonna be all big and bold, RC, but it's like, well, it has a link attached with it or whatever. So that's why I go here, I go paste, copy, because it clears all the other stuff. See, now it comes back in normal. Okay, so that's host number two. All right, so now we need to figure out, okay, so now we know who our host is. Now that we have the link to where their thing is at, also add the date. That's one thing that I didn't add. So I did control copy, control paste, control copy. In here, there's another thing we can add is like dates. It's a little bit more separation. Actually, it's fine. Okay, so we have the date. We can just put it right there, September, whatever, 2019. Actually, it'll be much better if it looked like that, numbers. Because it's just easier for me to read. I don't know how to fix it. Maybe you could figure it out. All right, so the next thing we're going to want to do is, okay, we have their name and we have their name. Now, how do we contact them? So I right click, I open new tab, I bring up Amy, I bring up her profile, and see these links at the top? These are links to pretty much find them. So Christina Global Strategies LLC, whatever that is, we're going to open it up. Blah, blah, blah. Talks about her, Costa Rica, yada, yada. Not everyone has all this sort of information, but we pretty much want to find ways to get a hold of her. So one way we can do is copy her name, Amy Christine, copy, and then go to Facebook. Okay, so Facebook is open. Paste her name in there, and that looks like her, Sun Valley, Idaho. And then right here underneath her name says Sun Valley, Idaho, United States. So we know this is her, and it even looks like her. So since we know it's her and it looks like her, we're just going to send her a message, which I'm going to message this over to you so you can have, something what to say. And this is what we're going to say along these lines. Hi, Amy. It's just going to be a copy paste. You're going to copy it, copy. It's going to say, hi, Amy. We're going to replace her name, paste it in here. Hi, Amy. My name is Zach Ross, and I'd love to give a speech at your upcoming event. I'm also very skilled at social media marketing, so I can also help do some marketing to fill the event. The talk I'd like to give would be on psychology. My topic would be called How to Read People. Can we schedule a time talk over the phone? And then we're just gonna hit send. So that's pretty much how that's how I'm gonna get on TEDx Talk event is I need to reach out to the people that are hosting these events and ask them if I could join their event. All right. And just so that we don't have to do work over and over and over again and we only do it once, is what we're going to do is we're going to copy her Facebook URL, control copy. We're going to go to the log. We're going to type in, so capital H dash one, that means host number one, Instagram. Okay. And then host dash one FB means Facebook. So I'm going to paste the address in there so that you don't have to go look for it again. It's already there. And don't worry about it spilling over right here because all I do is go host dash one email and then it covers it up. But that's actually going to be at the top and not right there. But when you go to put in their email, that's fine. It's going to cover it up. We're also going to want to look for them on Instagram. And if we can find their email address, we'll get their email address. And if we did make contact, if they replied, then we'll say yes. And then we'll make we'll make it blue, the box blue, or I mean green, sorry, like a green, and mark yes. So we know that who we're getting in, so we know what the next step is. All right. And then once we made contact, and you could just keep going with this. This is just a sample, and you could just replicate the sample like I did. Make new ones, new H1 IG, new H1 FB for Facebook. And once we get in contact with them, next step, if they're like, hey, yeah, let's schedule a phone call, Friday 10th at 1 o'clock, then we'll just put those notes in there, scheduled phone call, da 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 da. And then by then, we're going to know if I'm able to speak on the stage or not. So this is what we want to do. We want to reach out to as many people as possible to find them on Instagram. It's the same thing. It's copy their name, control copy. We're going to go to Instagram. We're going to put in their names. It may be a little bit harder to find them on Instagram than it is on Facebook. See, her face doesn't match. So you got to just keep going, see what you can find. So this is a way pretty much to find them on Facebook. I don't think that's her. Okay. And then you want to do the same thing for her friend, Kim. We want to message both of them. Sometimes with someone like this who's done so many things, sometimes you could just Google search them and see what comes up. See, Sun Valley Institute, that's her. Sun Valley Institute. It keeps saying Sun Valley. So you may even be able to get her email in here. See, contact. Email inquiries at Sun Valley Institute, da da da. So then you could just get that email and then you could put it right in there. So you just copy it, control copy, email, control V. That's your email right there. So we even have like a phone number too. So you can add another one for phone numbers. You could probably like move those over. Just make sure everything is in order. So if you move made contact over to this one, make sure you move that one over to that one and then just put in phone number. And then you'll just like copy paste their phone number and put it in there. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, but that's pretty much how you find people on here. Um, and again, right now we're going to focus on standard for right now. And then also I'm going to text you the other ones in here. Like we could do business event, And I think there's one or two more I just